Hey guys, my name is Shashwat, and majority of the people in the Facebook group requested that I make a video on niche research. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my exact niche research strategy that I used to scale my KDP business to $2,500 a month in 3 months. As I mentioned in my previous video, watch it if you haven't. So in this video, I'm going to talk all about that. Make sure you watch it till the end because I have a very special resource I'm giving away. Also join the Facebook group. The link is down in the description. So let's get started. First of all, you guys need to make sure your fundamentals are right. Let me tell you a quick story. So I have a few friends who saw me do well on KDP, and as monkey see monkey do, they reached out to me and they asked for help in getting started. They asked me stuff about profitable niches, keyword research, and I helped them out. So a couple of days ago, I wanted to see how well they're doing, and so I talked to them, and they were like they're still looking for that one niche, that one profitable niche that's gonna make them rich. So the lesson to be learned here is that the key is that you have to start. Don't fall victim to paralysis by analysis. It doesn't matter if you pick the wrong niche. You will never know things for sure until you get in motion and start moving forward. There's no point sitting in a car and moving the steering wheel unless the car is in motion. So make sure you start testing niches without overthinking. I'm going to tell you guys the metrics I use while assessing a niche. I'm not saying that my way is the only way. I'm just revealing what has been working well for me. So let's get started. Make sure you install these Chrome plugins. They are free. Just Google them and you'll easily find them. The first one is called DS Amazon Quick View. So what it does is you don't have to individually click on each title and scroll down to find out what its BSR is. So basically, with this Chrome plugin, you can look at the BSR of an individual title at the search page itself. The second keyword we're going to use is called keywords everywhere. Now, I use this plugin to determine the Google search volume for a particular niche. So make sure you guys install these before getting started. Let's think logically for a second. So our product is this journal, diary, book, whatever type of book it is, doesn't matter, which has something on it. So who's gonna buy this? Let's go as broad as possible. So if you go as broad as possible, humans are gonna buy it, right? So what do humans do? They work. So professions, right? When they're not working or if they don't work, they indulge in hobbies. If you think from a social perspective, uh, they have family roles such as mother, father, right? Then there are holidays that humans celebrate, which highlights these things. So if you think about family roles, Mother's Day, Father's Day. If you think about hobbies, National RC Control Day, something like that. If you think about work, National Aviation Day. So we have a good set to begin with. We have a huge enough set to look at. So majority of the people teach you to start your research on Amazon. What they do is they go to the Amazon search bar, they write journals for, and then the suggestion pops up, and then they browse that to find niches. But this, in my opinion, is a very bad way, is a very ineffective way of niche research. What I do, my research starts from outside of Amazon. So I go to these certain print on demand websites. There are tons of them, right? Example, Etsy, Zazzle, TeePublic. You can go to any print on demand site that sells stuff like mugs, t-shirts. And so I go to these websites, I make a list of niches, then I look at certain metrics for these niches on Amazon, which I am going to tell you soon, and that helps me determine whether I should get into that niche. But the first step is to make a list of niches from these websites. So here I have these open. You can pause the video and go do it yourself right now if you want. I'm just going to quickly breeze through and make a quick list of niches. All you have to do is just browse around. Okay, just see what's selling. So you see, so here I'm an engineer, so just write down engineering, right? So I'm gonna quickly speed through this process and make a quick list. So I quickly went ahead and made a quick list of niches. Now the thing is, the strategy is to go from broad to as narrow as possible. So engineering is a really broad niche. So how do we narrow it down further? Various branches of engineering, right? Like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, software engineering. Math teacher, we can narrow it down by. So we can look at other teachers. PE teacher is one. We geography teacher, etc., etc. Retirement, you can combine niches. You can go for PE teacher retirement, mechanical engineering retirement. Then we have pharmacy, so pharmacist. So the strategy is going from broad to as narrow as possible. So once you narrow it down further, then you have, so the next step is to determine which niche is worth testing, right? So to determine that, I look at 3 important metrics. So you should probably write this down. So the first metric I look at is the Google search volume. Now you can't find out the Amazon search volume, and any software which gives you a rough estimate is just not reliable data. So the first thing I look at is Google search volume for that niche. The next thing I look at is the number of Amazon search results. So I am looking for something which has less than 1000 results. If it has less than 500 results, that's what I call an unsaturated niche. Then the third thing I look at is I try to find titles that have good BSR ranking, bestsellers rank in that niche. First niche we're going to look at is engineering, and so various branches of engineering. So let me just pick a random branch. Let's go for electrical engineering. Okay, so I have an incognito window open and I'm searching it on Amazon.com. Okay, so it passes the first test, which is search results. It passes the second test, which is search volume. So this is because of the Keywords Everywhere plugin. So now it has to pass the third test, which is it has to have titles with decent BSRs. So let's look. Okay, we have 800,000, which is meh, but it's a sponsored ad. So let's look for more titles. Nope. So I can't find any more titles that have decent BSR. So I would not test this niche. So let's try let's try teachers. PE teacher. PE teacher journal. Okay, so we have, it passes the first test. Now this is showing 0 search volume. So just search it without journal. That's pretty good. So let's go back to journal. Let's narrow it down by books. Okay. So it has passed the first 2 tests. Now it has to pass the third test, which is it has to have decent BSRs. 300,000, pretty good. 500,000, good. 100,000. Okay, so this is what I would call an unsaturated niche. It passes all the 3 tests, and so this is something I would test. So you keep repeating this process, and you make a new list of niches that pass through this. And then once you have that, you test those niches. So that's pretty much my entire strategy for finding niches to test. So to conclude, make a list of niches from print-on-demand websites. You can even spy on authors. You can see what other authors are selling. Point is, make a list. Then see if these niches pass the test. You have to look at those 3 metrics: search volume, search result, and look for titles that have good BSRs in that niche. If it does pass, if the niches pass the test, test them and keep repeating the process. So to help you guys out, I'm gonna be posting a huge list of niches in the Facebook group. So make sure you join the Facebook group. The link is down in the description. And thanks for watching.